Pretty sure it's time for an intro.
Check this out.
What's going on, people? Oreo Joe coming at you with another episode of Sword Art Online Lost Song. I figured I would do something different this time, show you guys some of my setup, some of the weapons that I use, the equipment that I've got, just to change it up, do something different. Alright, so one of the things about me is, for some reason beyond my understanding, I really like sticking to the defaults when it comes to games that I play. If it shows weapons or armor on a cover art, or this game, for example, I copy most of the weapons that they actually use in the anime. Like, I actually went into the anime and studied it and watched every single character to find out what weapons they had. And believe me, some of it was easy, but some of it I had to grind my fucking legs off to get. So anyway, I'm going to show off what I've got right now. So for Kirito, the weapon that I use is the Vox Unitas HG. The thing is, too, that most of these weapons, they're not going to be the best in the game, but it's because they're proper that I use them, if that makes sense. Whatever. So anyway, here's Kirito's Vox Unitas. This is what he had during this arc, after the Gun Gale arc in Sword Art Online 2. So that's why I actually went out of my way to grind my fucking legs off. I have not had a harder time getting a weapon than I did with this motherfucker right here. But I got it. I'll tell you that. Anyway, so there's that, and then his second weapon, before he got the Excalibur, he actually did use the Divination. I thought that the Divination was just the sword that they gave you for the game. Like, oh hey, you want to play the game? Here's the sword you get. Use it. Whatever. But I actually did go watch the anime, like I said, did my research, and found out that this is the weapon that he actually used in the anime. So naturally, this is what I'm using for Kirito when I two-hand. I do have the Excalibur. Actually, I have the Holy Sword Excalibur, but I don't know. I just really wanted to use this one instead, so there it is. It's the same for everybody else, really. We've got Asuna's Ray of Grace. That's what she's got. That's what she used in the anime. And like I said, some of them are really easy to get. Like this one just dropped like fucking cake at a kid's birthday party. I don't know. It was easy. But some of them are not. For example, I still can't find an HG version of this, if there is one, because this is already actually a rank 10 dagger, so I don't know if there's a better version of it or not. But it'd be nice if there was. So every time I do a mission and I go for daggers or whatever, this is what I'm actually going for, is this HG, because this is the actual dagger that Silica uses in the anime. And then Elizabeth has her lamp that she swings around, I guess. Now I know there's a better version of this, because this is a rank 8 mace, and that shit ain't it. But for what it is right now, for some reason, at plus nothing, like before I started upgrading it, this was still stronger than my other HG maces. So I was just kind of like, hey, that fucking works for me and what I want to get done, so whatever, like this is the standard one, and it was about that weak. And then this is an not that one. This is like, I don't know, I guess maybe this one will be strong. Whatever, who cares? Anyway, so that's that. The shield, no, not so much. The shield, I just give her whatever's good, because she used like a little buckler in the anime, and if I use a little buckler in this game, she'll die. No thanks. So, and this is her actual bow that she used, and this one took, it took a lot of luck to get, because the last quest that you actually do for HG bows, you don't get a choice like you do for the rest of the search quests. For the rest of the search quests, you can choose one of 3 levers, and each lever is slated to a different weapon type. One will always drop katanas if the game decides to be nice and give you a fucking katana, unless it wants you to grind your legs off 10 more times. But I got lucky and I got Sinon's bow, so that's pretty cool. Straya, I didn't actually play through all of Hollow Fragment. I played through maybe like, I don't know, 10 minutes. I didn't even get out of like the first area, because I actually played this first and then I tried Hollow Fragment just to be like, maybe it could be fun. It wasn't. So anyway, I just gave her what is ideally the best two-handed sword in the game. So that's that Object Eraser. And then this for Philia. Originally, I did set her up with the Swordbreaker, because that's what I know she had in Hollow Fragment. But it was just crazy weak, even as an HG weapon, compared to the other daggers that I have. Like, this is at +3, I know. But even at +3, this is stronger. That's fucking nuts. And this is at +5, because this is stronger than the other dagger that I just had. So, that's sometimes you gotta make sacrifices, but, whatever. Whatever, she's got Poseidon's Trident. That's lovely, I guess, whatever. Sumeragi, I really wanted to keep him with the katana that he started with, but I can't seem to find a better version of it. So for now, until I find one, he's rolling with this. But it irks the shit out of me though, because it's red and Sumergi's and Undine, and they're naturally blue. So it just clashes, and every fiber in my body is just like, fuck you, man. Whatever. The swords that Rain is shown with in the game are what I'm rolling with for her. So she's got both of these. That's pretty cool. And the actual cool thing about these is that their stats aren't bad. Like this one does confusion, and then this one does paralysis, which is great, especially for PvP type battles. It's amazing. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do at all. I was on Rain, then Sakuya. Okay, so Sakuya, you never see her fight in the anime, not one time. You see her show up to help Kirito at that last moment during the Grand Quest of the Fairy Dance arc, I guess it's called. But you see her start to pull out her katana, but you never actually see her use it. So I actually had to go and look really closely to guess, okay, which one looks the closest. And this one works out. It's a little dark, but you know, it works close enough for what her katana looks like in the anime. So, you know, it works out for me. Alicia, you never see her with a weapon at all. You see her ride a fucking wyvern. She rolls into battle on a fucking dragon, and that's it. And since you can't equip a dragon in this game, this shit'll have to do. Or whatever the fuck I decide to give her will have to do. Whatever. Oh well. She can cry about it, I guess. So then Klein, he has his katana, and this was actually an arm and a leg to get. This one was hard. Not as hard as the Vox Unitas was, but it took me a lot of grinding to get this. And the problem with grinding is that you only get these types of weapons, like the Vox Unitas, for example, the Vox Unitas HG. You only get the HG version, unless I'm mistaken, from beating the last boss and having the last boss from one of the 3 switches drop a weapon. Then it's a maybe you'll get the weapon you're looking for. But that's the only way to get these types of HG weapons, because HG weapons drop all the time. Like, let me see, the Katana HG. You get this just from doing the mission, whether you succeed or fail. You get stuff like this anyway. But these specialer ones you get from actually like clearing the mission and beating the last boss and having the last boss drop an actual fucking weapon for you. So this one was a pain, so was Vox Unitas, but I got it. This one, I was kind of lucky. I beat the Lost Song Quest, and the axe that I got just also happened to be Egil's actual axe. For this one, I actually had to go and look at the what is it? The OVA. I forget what it's called, but there's an OVA. I don't know, I go on Crunchyroll and I watch stuff, whatever. There's an OVA, because other than that, you don't see Egil in ALO. You just don't. It's not something you see. He's just not there. So I actually had to go and find the OVA and watch through the entire OVA just to see like a picture's worth of content. It was all I was looking for. But I found it, and now I know exactly what he had equipped, and it was this one. Past that, I've got Yuki. Now Yuki, her sword's not actually in this game, so I just went with the next best thing. This looks really purple, even though the description says a one-handed sword with a black blade. I'm not seeing it. But when you actually do take the weapon out and you use it in a mission, it actually does have kind of like a dark glow to it. Not a dark glow, but like a dark reflection to it, I guess. If you take the weapon, you'll see what I'm talking about, but it actually does look somewhat close color-wise to Yuki's sword, so that's why she's got this one, because it's the most closely related to her. And it's not a bad sword either, so that's why she rolls with that. Argo, you don't see Argo more than, I mean, maybe in the manga you do, but the anime you see her like that one time where she tells Kirito, yeah, you can bring somebody back to life if you go beat the fuck out of Santa Claus. Sure, man. And that's like it. So the fact that she's even in the game is nothing damn short of a miracle. Lux, who only exists in the manga right now, has the Excalibur, my holy sword Excalibur. So that's cool, whatever. And then Black Lotus, I did want to have the Elucidator, because it's like, how can you fucking not? It's the fucking Elucidator. But I didn't want Kirito to have it, and for the longest fucking time, I would get the Elucidator. From that last boss, when I was trying to go for the Vox Unitas HG, I'd get the Elucidator HG, Elucidator HG, Elucidator HG, some other shit HG, some other shit HG, Elucidator HG, and it's like, it's a nice sword. Fan-fucking-tastic, but it's not what the fuck I want. Brutal. But the other thing that bothered me too is that it's not even black in the game. It doesn't look black at all. It's like mahogany. Mahogany. Naturally, on the side of that, she has to have the Dark Repulsor. Now, this is called the Blazing Sword because it's what you get from the Lost Song quest. So it actually glows like all of her weapons do, which are supposed to be like the highest, top, most heavily ranked 10 weapons. But, you know, it's the Dark Repulsor. It's a glowing Dark Repulsor. Whatever, really. It's ALO's version. Let's just call it that and leave it a day. Black Lotus doesn't actually even exist in this anime, so that's pretty cool that she's even in here. Her anime is pretty good, though. Side note. But I'm getting off topic. So anyway, that's it. Jade's just a made-up character, a made-up Spriggan, and I only made her so that I could grind for things easier because Spriggans actually have the rare drop battle perk, so that's why I've got her. But anyway, that's my weapons. As far as Kirito, he's the only one that's at level 1000, along with his dual blade skill and some of his other skills as well. But that's about it, really. That's pretty much all I wanted to show off. Was what's behind the scenes in my mind when it comes to this and the types of weapons I'm using, because I feel like I hit hard when I use Kirito, and if you guys feel that way too, well, this is why. So anyway, that's about the size of it. That's pretty much all I wanted to show off, really, was just my weapon setup. And yeah, oh, one more thing, one last little tidbit. On the side of all the weapons that I do have, I do also have things like this Graham. So if I was to make a Salamander character, for example, since you can't actually play as Eugene in this game, I think, then that's when I would use this. I'd give it to the Salamander. If a Salamander can even use two-handed swords. I think they can, but I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to go check on that. But this is the type of stuff I'd give him. I don't know, I'm real big on cosplay, I guess. Not that I really do it. But, you know, in games and stuff. Whatever, bite me. So anyway... then for the Monolith, I've got... For Kirito, I've got the Monolith HG, which is the weapon that he obviously used for the Fairy Dance arc when he was trying to save Asuna from her birdcage. And if I ever feel like two-handing, I also keep this around, because he would either take her sword, or she threw it to him in that last fight during the Grand Quest. So if I ever wanted to two-hand and really... you know, keep up appearances, and I'd use this alongside the Monolith. And on top of all that, I've got the, what I think is called the Kagemitsu? That's not exactly English. Either that or I'm fucking retarded. Both are possible. Anyway, so this is the weapon that I use when I want to use the GGO avatar, the Gun Gale Online avatar. Just to keep up appearances. I did have two HG of this, but I just really decided that it was like, you know what? He didn't actually use two. If he did use two, he'd be probably too OP, you know what I mean? But the way that they wanted to do it was give him a gun and a sword. It was like a different version, a different take on dual wielding, so, you know, whatever. But anyway, I'm getting way off topic. That's about it. That's all I wanted to do was talk about some off to the side stuff before I started the next missions and everything like that for the next videos. Done, son. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the next episodes. I got no idea what the next games will be, but stay tuned. Thank you guys.